Brian played almost every sport growing up you could imagine. Baseball, basketball, football, track, swimming, kayaking, rafting, bicycling. So he, in essence, he cross-trained, which helped him as a goalkeeper.
We didn't really look to have him specialize in any one sport when he was younger because we just felt as though he needs to enjoy it and not be burnt out on any one. And as Paul said, it becomes more of a cross-training. And so he really didn't start playing solely soccer until, I'd say, high school. And even at that point, he was on the golf team, he was a track player, he held records in high jump. I mean, he's just always done all sports.
I think playing all these different sports growing up through high school, it just gave me more appreciation for soccer. It just, you kind of spend time away from it, playing different activities, and you enjoy that much more coming back to it. So you don't really get burnt out when I was younger. And as a goalie as well, I think it helps with sort of the hand-eye coordination and just sort of the agility part of it. So and the mentality part too. So I was fortunate enough to grow up and play a lot of different sports, but it's been a long journey to get to where I am. And hopefully just trying to stay healthy and keep it going for as long as I can. Growing up playing club, we always used to come up here when they were in the A-League, come and watch the games. So when I was a kid, I would always look up to the Portland Timbers before they were a pro team, and always aspired to be like that. So it means a lot being able to come back up here. And along my journey, I was with Portland for probably about 2 months as a pool goalkeeper. So it was great being able to experience it as a Portland Timber, and then being able to come back from another team and get a chance to play here is it's an awesome atmosphere and a lot of fun.
He's putting in the time. I think he's a patient guy. He's always been a starter and always the best, but he also is very good about being patient and waiting, and he knows he has to pay his dues and do what he has to do to win the spot.
It's kind of tough going from being one of the best club teams in high schools in Oregon growing up to going to UCLA where you're competing with some of the best collegiate players in the country. So it was a little bit of an eye-opener for me playing against those guys, and tough going from being the starter to having to sit on the bench and wait. So I knew the guys ahead of me had a little bit more experience, a couple years on me, so just tried to learn as much as I could from them. And when my opportunity came, I was fortunate enough to make the most of it and had a couple good years there. So same thing I've sort of found coming into the MLS. I got drafted by Chivas and released by them at the end of the preseason, and I got a lucky break being able to be a pool keeper in the league, travel around and see a bunch of different teams, see a bunch of different styles and organizations, how they run, and I was fortunate enough that the LA Galaxy were able to acquire me a couple years ago, and found myself in kind of the third spot and just slowly tried to take in as much as I could, found sort of the same pattern where just try to put in the time and just got to have patience and know that your time's going to come and try to make the most of it. So it's been a long road, a long path to get here, but hopefully it's still just the beginning for me, and I want to keep running with it.